Hello, future bestsellers, friends, family members. I don't know who's here. Hi, guys. We're very excited to see you today. We were just having a fascinating conversation. And yeah, I'm very excited about this. So, hi. Hi, everybody. So,
Hello.
hello. You may notice, you guys, that we are missing a couple of people, and we're not quite sure why. So we think that they'll probably filter in. But we have such an awesome group here right now. Let's meet some folks. If you don't already know them, although you probably do. Carrow Brown, would you like to give us a little intro and tell us who you are?
Yeah, sure. My name is Carrow Brown. I'm a fantasy author. I wrote those books on the wall over there. I am here to tweak my current manuscript into shape because it needs some love, and it's gonna get some hard love today. So
Good. That sounds a little tiny bit smutty. So, okay.
it's not. Ironically, this isn't a smutty story at all.
Okay. All right. So Kara will be giving some hard love to her manuscript today. Sakatumi, can you beat that?
I might. Howdy, neighbors. I'm Sako Toomey, also known as Cassboy. I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those three things. In fact, if you are in the market for videos that pertain to marketing for authors, I have a whole playlist of them on my channel, Sako Toomey Cassboy, and I was distracted by a doll popping in.
I'm sorry.
And also on October 22nd, I will be
doing
a talk on marketing for authors during the Worldwide Write-a-thon.
Right.
And Lisa Daly and Cecil Runo and BC Brown Books are going to be joining me for this wonderful talk. It is bring a notebook. It's going to be a lot of information coming at you. And drop by. We would love to see you.
I think that it's going to be so much fun. I am so looking forward to that panel. So this is on your channel, and it's at 11 p.m. Eastern on October 22nd, correct?
Correct.
All right. Fantastic. You guys make a note. Be sure to be there. I hope to see you. Look who made it. It's Doll Cecil Runo. Yay. Hello, Doll. We're so glad you're here today. So you're just in time for our intros. So tell us a little about yourself, dear.
Hello there, humans. I am Cecil Runo. I'm a blind storyteller for introspective readers. I mostly write sci-fi, but I explore other genres in my short stories and a little bit of poetry. My YouTube channel is coming back soon. As you can hear, I will be on a marketing panel. That's at least something. And usually I hang out here with Lisa on Wednesdays, and I will start making pre-recorded videos sporadically very soon.
Yay! Nice. I don't know. I feel like you're kind of overselling it. That's at least something. I don't go crazy, doll. Become like a big bragger on us now. That's at least something. Let's say, oh, hi, everybody. I guess I should introduce myself. Hello, darlings. Lisa Daly here. I'm a traditionally published author, although I'm getting ready to do my first indie release very, very soon. My first indie fiction release, which I'm very excited about. And so that'll be pretty cool. And I'm so happy to see everybody here today, especially because I was lame and I did not remember to put out a note on Facebook or Twitter, which I will do during the first 5-minute sprint. BC Brown is here. Hello, BC. Good morning, time zone. Good morning, time zone, fellow writing weirdos. Yes, thank you so much. I love your new avatar, BC. I don't know how new it is, but it looks kind of new to me. It's pretty cool. Jeannie Marcel is here. Hello, Jeannie. Hello. We're very glad to see you. JL is here. Hello. I hope you're all well and creative. I have questions. Oh, good. JL, we can always count on you for good questions. So I'm here for that. JC, early and still late. Not true. Not
You're
true.
Just on time.
Just on time. That's right. Look who's here today. Hello, Claude. We're very glad to see you today. Maya's here. Yay, Maya. I'm very glad you made it. Very, very glad. Rosalind's here. Hello. I love that avatar too. I love a frog with lipstick. That's all I'm saying. All right, so we're very glad to see you guys. Thank you, Jeannie Marcella. I really appreciate it. We're very glad that you are here today. Coffeeless or not, hopefully you could rectify that in the 5-minute warm-up. JC says, it's a Caro. Hey, Caro. Hey there, Lisa and Sako. How are you lovely ladies doing this morning? And
Fabulously.
fabulous, I'm sure. And Jeannie's got doll. All right, I really am behind. Okay, so I'm doing great. We should talk about what we're going to work on, right?
Okay.
I know Carol mentioned what she was going to work on, and she set such a good example, which we all promptly ignored. Sako, what are you working on today?
I'm going to be working on getting ahead on Witchtober, which is my Inktober like replacement.
Love it.
Today's theme is the Gown Witch.
Ooh,
So
I'm thinking about it. I'd like to be a witch. I'd like to be a witch intern. I think I'm thinking about. I'm seriously considering changing my career path. Doll, what are you going to be working on today?
I am going to be editing the final chapters of my sci-fi book.
Awesome.
Nice.
Thank you. Very nice. I will be working on editing my nonfiction book, which I finished last week during the stream. So I'm very excited about that. It is coming along very well. Although after I finished, I will say when I was going through it, I noticed that I had like 2 small sections where I had said like add blank here. And so I was like,
oh,
right.
Damn.
I'm thinking I'm done and I forgot to add that stuff in. So I had to go back in and add stuff in.
Yeah, I've got like brackets in my manuscript. So every now and then I have to do like a find all and I'll put like a bracket in there. I'll be like, there's one thing I got to fill in. There's another thing I got to fill in.
That's exactly right. RC, happy Odin's Day. Is that a thing?
It is.
What?
Wednesday is Odin's Day.
Yep.
You guys, my dog is Odin. What? He has his own day?
One of my cats is Odin.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. How funny.
Yeah, I have a garden. One of our garden cats is missing an eye. And I was
like, that's perfect.
And everyone was like, well, I don't know how to call this cat.
The All-Father.
Yeah, let's call him blah blah. And I was like, no. Let's call him Odin. Why? Because it's missing an eye. It's Odin.
That's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. Cool Gamer's here. Hello, Cool Gamer. We are very, very glad to see you here today. Precious Cousins is here. Hello. Hi, Sky. We're very glad to see you. Good morning, Dragonling, she says. Very, very nice. Riding Violet. Love that. Also love your avatar.
Hi, Violet.
Very cool. That's really cute. It looks really fun. Like there's so much personality crammed into that little tiny picture. Very, very cute. Oh my gosh, you guys, I missed like 1 million comments. CEO Savvy's here. Hi, Daily Brown, Dalcito, Sako. Hi, friends. We're very glad to see you. Thank you, Jeannie Marcella. Very good job. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, there is a puppy. Is he here?
No, he was.
Oh, he was.
He was.
Yeah.
He doesn't like, he's very camera shy, Odin. Like anytime I'm live streaming, he's like, and the funny thing is that when I'm writing, he's in here, he's like all over my feet. He's eating my snacks. Speaking of snacks, Shonda just ordered a pizza and she's ready to write.
I'm hungry
now I want a pizza. How close are you to where I live? I might have to order.
Not that close.
That sounds like delicious. Claude, that puppy is a mouth or stuff. Yes, exactly. Maya says, I've been seeing these Inktober things on Instagram. They're well done. Yay.
Thank
Congratulations, Sako. Very nice. Rosalind says witchcraft doesn't generally pay. So in a lot of ways.
It does.
Really?
I make quite a bit of money as a witch.
Excellent. Now I really want to be a witch intern. Okay, so would it be like a wintern? Okay, thank you very much, Maya. I really appreciate it. Oh, I was going to make that joke. Lisa the bedazzled witch intern. Can summer the
ocean with a finger snap.
Love it. Love it. Love it. We also considered Odin for our one-eyed dog, but it didn't fit his personality. He said, does sound amazing. Yes. JC said, I went to respond to the comment you left on my latest video, but YouTube deleted it. I just want you to know I did not ignore you. YouTube did it. I have had that
That's so rude.
I know. I've had that happen before.
YouTube is hiding comments. Yesterday I was going through my YouTube studio settings because
it has been hiding comments.
Yeah. YouTube is supposedly releasing the community tab for people with more than 500 subscribers, and I was like, okay, where's my community tab? I'm gonna go look at, and I was looking and looking, then I see the comments tab in the YouTube studio, and I see a bunch of comments that I never saw on my notifications, and I was like, these people might feel like I'm ignoring them, and that's not the case. This is horrible.
I have had that happen where I see comments in the comments tab that I respond to in the comments tab, but then later I'm on the video for some reason and there is no response on the video, and that makes me crazy because right, usually now I'll just go over to the video to make the comment or to respond to comments.
It's easier that way because the notification system is omitting stuff.
It's not
or letting in bots.
Yeah.
And then
we could be on this topic the entire stream.
We could, and we shouldn't because we have a lot of stuff to do.
Thank you, Caro.
We have a lot. Okay, and conveniently, I just opened up the 5-minute timer, so I am ready to share the screen. Who else is ready to do a little 5-minute warm-up sprint? Let's get our documents out, get our caffeinated or uncaffeinated beverages of choice.
I'm going for coffee. Be right back.
Okay, there we go.
I'm gonna get a snack. That's what I'm gonna do.
I know. Now I really want a pizza. Ooh, look, it's just going without me. All right, you guys, I think that's just a sign from the universe. It's time to roll. So here we go. We're going to start our 5-minute warm-up sprint in 3, 2, 1. Sprint away. I really cannot manage the microphone today. So I accidentally unmuted myself while I was trying to mute Robert, but then he dropped out right as I was muting. So I unmuted myself and we lost Robert. But look who's back. Hello, Robert. We're very glad to see you today. He looks like he can't hear us. Hi, Robert.
I can't hear anybody.
Oh, we can't hear you.
You're really low. Hold on.
That sounds like a mic setting.
It does. We can barely hear you. There we go. But we can hear the cat. Okay. So that's always.
Oh, sorry. The cat is on my end.
Oh, is that yours?
I don't know why she's meowing, but she's.
I thought that was one of Robert's cats. So, or I think he actually just has one. Anyway, hi everybody. We're very glad to see you back. Lisa, I don't need that. Right. So as I was trying to share first time I tried to share my screen and it just didn't take. And then I was like, well, that's weird. Maybe I did something. And then I accidentally made myself gigantic. So there's that. Hi, Robert. You can't hear us? He has a very fancy new mic, though.
Yes, he does.
Hi, Robert. Okay, we are talking. You figure this out. Okay, here we go. So, yes, Claude was right. Oh, yeah, that was it. All right, BC also getting coffee. JL's got a question. How do you all handle the stress around writing and publishing, especially pertaining to family interruptions and other outside demands? That is
work-life balance.
That is an excellent question. It's an excellent question.
Have a good flexible deadline.
Yeah, I think that can help, although I guess it depends on whether or not, do you have a pre-order up if you're self-publishing? Do you have to give money back to the publisher if you're not making your deadline there? Yeah. I mean, I guess like when my kids were younger, I taught them the finger, which is my secret thing. So they would write, because if I lose my train of thought when I'm writing, it takes me a long time to get it back. And so my kids would come into my office silently, and I would give them the finger so that they knew that I had seen them, but I could keep going. And they knew that, like, once I hit a spot where
then I can take a break.
Right, that's it. Once I hit a spot where I'm okay, then I'll come. I've seen you, and then I'll come get you. The funny thing is now my kids do it to me. And right, if I go into their rooms and they're in the middle of doing something that requires thought, they'll give me the finger. That sounds mean, but it's nice. They'll give me the finger, and I go, okay. They know they've seen me. They'll come find me at the end. So that's part of it. The other thing is sometimes your life just.
We can clarify it's like the index finger.
The index finger. I don't be like, get out of here, you rotten kids. That's not it. Robert, can you hear us now? I'm going to take that as a no, but he's
working on it.
He's working on it. Everybody is very excited. So what do you guys think? I know, I mean, one thing is definitely planning. How about, yay, Robert.
But now we can't hear him.
Now you can't hear you. You got to turn your mic up. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We can just see your lovely face, but we can't hear you. All right. Turn up the mic setting. Okay. So let's keep talking about this topic because I think it's a really, really good one. BC had a good answer. She said, good question, JL. I make it a point to be cautious of overscheduling and the manic energy that comes with publishing something. I also make family and friends aware of my schedules. I think with kids,
only so many hours in the day.
That's true. And I also think we have to be, and I'm saying this as a person who continually beats myself up for not being able to get right on my old schedule, which Carol can attest to because she often talks me off the ledge. But we have to be nicer to ourselves.
You really talk yourself off the ledge. I just kind of sit here and nod at you and be like, yeah, that's the right way to, yeah, you got it.
I don't think that's true. I can't I feel like there was a 2 or 3 day period where I was really stressing out about writing and that you twice, and then another person once had said, like, you are putting way too much pressure on yourself considering like what has, been happening. So, and I think there's something like some relief of like, okay, what will happen if I don't finish this? Because for a lot of us, pressure is really good, right? I work really well with a deadline, and I will go on forever if I don't have one. But sometimes too much pressure is bad.
CO.
So
Yeah,
much pressure.
that is no joke. That is no joke.
Not every tip works for every person. I'm dying. All right, JC says, how many do you have to have? I want to see how far. Wait, I missed something in here.
How many subscribers?
Oh, how many subscribers do you need for a
500
community
plus.
test? 500 plus. Okay.
They lowered.
All right,
it used to be 1,000, but
Yeah.
they lowered.
No.
Yeah.
Can't hear you,
Yeah.
Robert.
Okay. Nothing.
No. Oh, we can hear you. You're just very quiet.
Very, very faint.
Yeah.
Turn up the volume.
All right.
You may
that's
have to
good.
go into StreamYard settings and increase it there.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. You can just go under your cam mic and increase it there. Maya says I use the finger too. If I get pulled out of the zone, it's hard to get back into it, remember what I was doing, right?
Yeah.
And at some point we all, like, once you have that blah, 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 then your brain will make a natural break and you can go like, okay. So yeah, there's that. You guys are all, why am I drooling while looking at the background behind Robert? Claude wants to know. Claude, I wonder. Robert has all sorts of little toys back there. All right, let's hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, go up a little bit more.
Okay, that's about maximum on the computer, so I might have to go in StreamYard and find a better
Yeah.
way.
Just click right below the pictures where it says cam mic. Click
Right.
that little gear, and then you can raise. I think you can raise your volume right there, right under audio. Oh,
That's
yeah. No, you can't. Never mind. I thought you could. All right, that's okay. Just stay closer to the mic, and it's not too bad.
Okay.
Sky says, I've learned I don't need to make pre-orders because as soon as I do, something will happen that will make me miss it. Now I wait till I finish editing a project. That's very smart.
That is smart. Yeah.
Yeah. JC says, I'm close. I need to tweet out my channel some more. Haha, so close. Oh, yeah, right?
Yeah,
Who's
me
not
too. I'm
up?
at 490.
Oh, my God. Well,
I was at 503, and now I'm at 490.
I know that I'm subscribed to both of you, but you guys, if anybody is not subscribed to JC, Sacco, Doll, then go do that now so they can hit their numbers if they have. Well, Doll, you've already hit 500, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
So also, it will be rolling out. The community tab is rolling out since yesterday, but it's going to take a while because that's a lot of people.
That
so
is
it might,
lot of people.
Might take up they say in the YouTube blog and whatever that they could take up to a week, but this week is happening.
That's good. Yay. All right. So Sky says, my kids and I do the finger technique too. My husband ignores it. Well, I would not be LOLing about that. I'd be like, hey, dude. So, yeah, right now you get two fingers. That's how serious. That's how serious I am right now. So I think that was such. I think that's such a good question. So, everybody else, how else? Let me bring the question up again. How do you handle all the stress around writing and publishing, especially pertaining to family interruptions and other outside demands? I will say I was reading a fantastic book about this very topic yesterday. Do you guys know the Dear Writer, You Need to Quit? You know that series?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's good shit.
It is good shit. So Becca Syme is the person who writes. I think there are 4 of them. And I love this woman. Actually, I can see why you love her too, Caro. So Becca, it works for Gallup, and her whole career has, like, she's all facts and data. Love this woman. And she's also an author, a fiction author and a nonfiction author. And her whole career is about training people to sort of find their strengths. And she used the Clifton Strengths Finder, which is a Gallup tool. And she basically says, like, some people will be able to do something this way and it works great, and that's sort of the magic key for them. But somebody else, because of their unique combination of personality factors and all this, would find your way hell on earth. So it's all about like doing the things that work best for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she has a number of books, but the one that I was reading yesterday is the most recent one, which I think is something like Dear Writer, You're Doing It Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about how the last couple of years have been, hell on all of our schedules and lives and emotions around writing, and like to kind of build on the things that you're doing right and not be so hard on yourself about the things that are not going the way you want them to, which I think is a really good approach. All right, so so anybody else have some good advice on that? You guys in the chat?
Well, if you guys can hear me.
Hi, Robert.
I would say, having had to fight for time constantly because I worked at home for a good chunk of my life, you have to kind of make people understand that it's your job. Even if this is something you're not making money at, look at it as a part-time job, and just tell people, if it's a real emergency, think, would you call me at work for this? And if not, wait for a couple of hours.
Right. I have a sign. Have you guys seen my sign on my door? Hold on. I'll be right back. It's awesome.
Okay. We get to see a sign. I saw the sign.
I have a sign, and it says, wait, hold on.
I'm writing, yeah.
And then it says, love you. And then go away. So, yeah. So, oh, no, I got crazy here. Okay. Anyway, so, yeah. So I put up my little sign because before I didn't spend as much time working from home. And my office is small. I don't like to have the door closed constantly. Also, if I'm inside, the dog wants, if I'm got the door closed and the dog's outside, he wants in. If he's in, he wants out to see what everybody else is doing.
Typical dog behavior, right?
Exactly. And so I needed something to say, like, don't come in and bug me. And so I had this made by a little Etsy craft person. I think it was like $14. And I love it. It's just like a little wood sign, and they painted it, and it's pretty adorable. And it works pretty well.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, right? I feel like I want to put something else on the other side. Maybe I could just do random cards, so that they know to look. Like I can train everybody to really look. But yes. All right, we have some Robert welcomes, which I feel like I need to get that stuff done. Everybody's good about that. Very nice. JC says, how many do you have to have? We already talked about that. You got to have 500, which I think is good. Sky says, I have a couple of the Dear Writer books. I haven't read any. I need to change that. I definitely recommend you read the first one, which is Dear Writer, You Need to Quit, which basically tells you, like, we all get sucked up in, well, everybody says you have to do Facebook and you have to do this and you have to do that. And a lot of us do stuff to promote our books that we hate or that we're not good at because conventional wisdom says we have to do it. And she's like, no, you do not.
No.
So, yeah.
Also, you have to go where your audience is. For example, everybody's like, you have to get on TikTok because organic reach and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, my books are not for a younger audience. So why the heck am I on TikTok? And I stopped.
Yeah, TikTok is great if you're writing YA. Some fantasy stuff does really well over there. Smut does really well over on TikTok. But yeah, some stuff really doesn't.
Sci-fi? No.
Sci-fi might not. Yeah. So Kit had good advice. She said you can also put a laminated sheet of paper that says something cheesy like "Leave me alone" on the end of your desk with sticky notes in your mind. They can write what they need if it's not an emergency.
Yeah, that sounds smart.
That's right. That's very smart. Very smart. Yeah, I love her. I love her in general. I was really excited to see her speak at Novelist Inc. And then I did a roundtable with her and had like a really good conversation. And I just was so impressed with her. And I read like literally yesterday. I had not gotten enough sleep last night. I planned to edit but it was one of those where my brain would just not go. And so I thought, you know what? I've been wanting to read this book for a while. So I just sat on my little comfy chair back there and I just read. So I read all of one and half of the other one, which I had for a while but hadn't read. And I'm very glad that I did. So, but I had read the second one, I think the third one already. Anyway, all right, you guys, we need to get some writing sprints happening. Who is ready to do that? And also chat friends, what are you guys working on today? Let us know what you are going to be doing. We are going to get started with another sprint. This time we're going to do the big 20 minutes today.
I may have just found the difference between being low and high. Did I suddenly get super loud?
Yeah. Well, not super loud, but a little louder.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Okay.
I figured out the problem.
Yeah. All right. That's fantastic. Oh, good gracious. YouTube is ready to get started.
It just wants to run. It's like, okay, sprint.
I know, whether we're ready or not. So I'm going to switch Robert and Doll since Doll's got an avatar. Okay, you guys. Carol, would you like to give us our first pep talk today?
Absolutely. Hello, all you wonderful people in the comment section. I know why you're here. You're here to be productive in some shape or form. That could look like anything from cleaning your desk to writing 1,000 words in the next 20 minutes. I don't know what that looks like for you. Only you really know. And I'm very happy that we're going to spend this time together. I want you to go ahead and look at your keyboard. Look at those keys. Don't let them intimidate you. It's just plastic, okay? You're going to sit there and you're going to look at these keys and you're going to say, I'm going to write all the motherfucking words. Good. I'm glad that you all said it after me. Lisa, at any point, you can start this timer, please.
Sprint! Okay, let's get that started. Very nice. All right. All right. I was literally trying to post a live, or not a live, a reel on
Instagram.
Insta.
On Insta. Thank you. I cannot think at the same time, so I apologize for that. All right. So, okay, I think we're all good. So, yay, we got some extra people here. Let me just get rid of this. So, one of the things I wanted to talk about was sort of an extension of JL's question, which was, what are the things that are distracting you and preventing you from writing, right? Because she said, how do you solve that? But there are different kinds of things that are keeping us from writing right now. So how do we fix those? So you guys in the chat, let us know, what is it that is distracting you from writing? And for anybody else, if you guys have some advice on that, that would be awesome. All right. I'm going to start with you, Story Detective. Now that your microphone's working, I feel like we should take advantage of that excitement. So what is keeping you from writing?
Well, essentially, this is psychological, because we're very much into multitasking these days, and the brain can only multitask so many things. So when you get a
Oh no.
You just disappeared.
Did I?
Okay, now you're back. Okay. So
Okay.
the brain can only do so many things.
And you get a whole lot of other things happening, then you get distracted. Unfortunately, our creative outlets and writing will take a back seat to other things that are happening that can seem more important, because it's family, it's work, it's life in general.
Yeah.
I think you have to simplify and make writing an important thing. I think that
priority,
if it's prioritize a bit.
Yeah.
And also sit down when you're going to write and ask yourself, okay, what else do I have to do today? What really needs to be accomplished? Nothing. Because if other things need to be accomplished, you're not going to be sitting down to write anyway.
Right. Nothing. He says nothing. It's all about the work. Yeah.
It is.
I completely agree with that. I found a big difference in how much I was actually writing, and the way that it felt, the way that I felt about it, when I just reprioritized my schedule to make writing the first thing. And it really did help. And I put it like, this is the most important thing that I'm going to be doing today. And so instead of trying to cram it in between other things, I made that first and then made the other things later in the day. That was the other thing too, right?
Can I speak to that a little bit?
Please.
Yeah. You're talking about the daily highlight, which is the one thing that you have to get done in the day. I think we've talked about that before. And then the one way that you know that you're definitely going to get it done is if you give yourself an allotted time period to do that. Otherwise, I call it all day syndrome. You call it something else, Lisa. I can't remember what you call it.
I don't remember. You always quiz me on this, and I can never remember.
Kitchen syndrome.
Yeah, I can never remember.
Kitchen syndrome is when you don't actually finish the thing that you set out to do.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't remember, but yes, I know what you mean.
So if you say I have to get this done today, you'll take all day to do it, and you'll distract yourself with other things, which relates into kitchen syndrome, versus if you give yourself the daily highlight and say I have to get it done in an hour, right? Then you're going to get it done in an hour, and then you'll have the rest of the day to fuck off and do whatever.
So
yes.
I also want to talk a bit about that. The 8-hour workday is a myth, in my opinion. I heard that you only actually work like 4 to 5 hours in an 8-hour workday. So I shortened my workday to 5 hours, and I find that I get a lot more done in 5 hours than I ever did in 8 or 12 or 18. So
exactly. And aside from that, if you think about it, those of us who have gotten paid for our creative endeavors, when money is involved, it becomes a priority real fast. When money isn't involved, it slips down the chain. So you have to ask yourself whether you're getting paid for this, hope to get paid for it, or you're just doing it because it's the only relaxing time where you come to yourself in the day. How important is that to you?
How important is that to you?
Yeah. Well, and if you really want to, if we really want to do this, you do have to prioritize it at least some of the time. Like, obviously, if you have children, you can't be like, well, you little guys can just, you little toddlers can just feed yourselves. Like, right? Everybody has, like, we do have to make a living, all this other stuff, but you at least have to find a way in some small way to prioritize. Okay.
Yeah, like BC, for instance, she does her streams before she works for the day.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So she is prioritizing the book first thing in the morning. That way she can like start her day with that. And then, you know, like that's one box she can check off before the end of the day.
Right. I think that's such a good point. So Maya says lately it's health issues and books I want to read which are distracting me from writing. Yeah. So the health issues I think are so challenging because you can't control when you, unfortunately, you can't schedule them for downtimes.
No.
And so I think that's a big challenge. And especially if you have health issues, if you're caring for someone who has health issues, or
both.
Or if you have both, it's challenging. It can be really, really challenging.
This is a topic this is the topic I'm posting content on my Instagram this month. It's about time and time management, or in the case of sci-fi books, I'm reviewing time travel, but time in general, and I had a slide, I had a short carousel yesterday about deadlines that work for you. And also like how do you distribute your free time, because some people have a day job, and I try to think about them too. How do you do the after job time to accomplish your writing?
Right.
Or art, or music, or whatever.
Or whatever you're doing. But like, you know, I am thinking writers, because that's the niche. And you if you have say 4 hours after your job, your family, your blah blah whatever, you only have 4 hours left for yourself. Do you want to spend those hours doing Netflix, or do you want to finish your book? You decide.
Sometimes I want to spend them doing Netflix.
Yeah.
And that is also necessary, because that counts as leisure time.
Yeah.
So that I made like a pie chart of how you divide that spare time you have, whatever that free time is.
I call it reward time.
Yeah.
You know, self-care. Self-care had to become part of the schedule.
As
opposed to
self-care
being an award.
Yeah, it really does have to be part of that. I think we are so tempted to like cram work into every minute of every day, and that's
toxic productivity.
It is. Right? It's not sustainable. It is not healthy, and you're not productive. You're right. There are a number of studies about how if you work fewer hours, you actually get more done.
I'm noticing that too.
There's a bunch of bullshit hype around all of us. It's this buzz that's in the air that's really nothing. And it tells you there's not enough hours in the day. Right. I saw a commercial like the other day that's like, you're trying to work a 72-hour day. And right away, I start to feel stressed.
Right.
And all that is meant to make you feel like you need to go, go, go.
Right.
But when you go, 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 you actually slow down. So who is that benefiting?
Yeah.
Who is that benefiting?
Also, like, I know that we have to promote our books on social media, blah, blah, blah. We have to post here, post there, post everywhere. Automate the crap out of those posts.
Buffer.
Yeah.
I use Buffer because you can schedule that thing.
Yeah, I use Facebook Creator Studio for Instagram and Facebook. Mm-hmm. And Twitter has their own scheduling thing that I can just go on Twitter, tweet a couple of things, and instead of publish right away, I just do schedule and it will go later. I don't care.
Well, that is a really great thing. One of the things that Becca San, which I'm bringing her up again, one of the things that she had said was to outpost social. Like if you love being on Instagram, which is really your thing, doll, right? But you don't love Facebook or you don't love Twitter, that instead of trying to spread yourself over all of those different platforms, you can do what she calls outposting, which basically means that you're active on the one that you love. So you're active on Instagram, but on Facebook, you say, hey, I'm not active over here. Come see me on Instagram. Same thing with Twitter, blah, blah, blah. So you're not wasting your energy doing a bunch of stuff that you hate. All right. JL had a really good question, and we're going to do another writing sprint, but I wanted us to come back and talk about this because I thought it was fantastic. And I also think BC had some great advice on that. There's the advice. JL said, with all the programs and expenses associated with writing, do you believe the thought that only the privileged will become successful authors? If not, how do you manage budgets without going broke? I am dying to talk about this. Yeah,
I am below the poverty line, so I have a lot of things for you, but when we come back from the stream.
That's right. We're going to come back. We're going to start another 20-minute sprint. This time, I'm going to ask Doll for a little pep talk today.
Okay, let's do this.
Here's my thing. All right, Doll, we're ready for you.
All right, honeys, we have keyboards in front of us, or pen, notepads, or whatever you have in front of you. That's your tool. Don't be afraid of it, because your tool is here to help you. And we are here to support you on those 20 minutes that we have on the clock. Are you ready to work your magic? It's going to be awesome. And if you don't believe it, well, I believe in you. Therefore, it's going to be contagious, and you have to believe in yourself and your beautiful work. So 20 minutes, we're ready in 3, 2, and 1, and sprint.
Okie dokie. We are back. All right, you guys. Hold on. Let me just make this go. There we go. All right. Fantastic. So, yeah, we had some good questions and good notes. Last time during the sprint, I had asked about what was keeping us from writing, everybody in the chat, and we got some really good answers. And I want to go back to those really fast and sort of talk about some of the things that that are stressful. But then I want to talk about like how do you promote your books if you are not loaded down with the cash? So
a lot of it can be free.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. Morgan's here. Hello, Morgan.
Hi, Morgan.
Today. Okay, so Mint Ghost is here. Hello. We're very glad to see you. Very, very nice. Shonda's distracted by pizza. Shonda, me too. Ever since you first brought it up, I cannot stop thinking about pizza. All right. So Maya, she had health issues in books. We talked about that a little bit. Amanda's got daily chores, too much to do. I definitely feel that. Sky says she's been stressing about financial and health issues. Writing definitely seems to take a back seat when all that happens. I think that's a focus for a lot of people, right? And one of the things that's really challenging about being a creative, and in particular being a writer, is that you have to, in order to do the process of creating worlds and stories, you have to kind of let your mind go blank so that those stories can develop. But if you have like, I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to pay the electric bill, like intruding on that all the time, it's really hard to write or to do anything that requires, higher thought. So
yes, so when you have chronic health issues, that's what threw me off last year this time. So it takes a while to find your balance because you can't focus and do your best work.
right.
So sometimes you just have to let life happen. And when that's going on, I usually try to read more, do something that's going to be input.
Yes.
You can't have output, try to get some input. That's what I do.
Reading is absolutely important.
Yes.
Whoever, like, I cannot stress this enough. Those that think that reading books is not necessary to be a writer. Okay, it's not necessary, but when you cannot write and you feel like everything is clutching at your time, then you can read. It will help you once you get back into writing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. BC says it's perfectly fine to ask for support from your family in order to be able to write. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's true. Yes. Right. So for some people, there's like some stress around writing sprints and write along. And for other people, that feels really, really supportive. I have sort of both. Sometimes, like mostly it feels really supportive to me, but there are some times where I think
I'm working on a rewrite right now, and I have to tell you, 20 minutes counting down, I can't. Though I progressed, I did, but not in what I wanted to do in the rewrite. I focused on minor things that I can do in 20 minutes because I only have 20 minutes and I am slow and I am using my eyes and a magnifier. And oh my God, it's already at 10 minutes. Oh my God, it's too much. I cannot do that with sprints, but try.
Yeah, it can be. Well, we're glad you're here anyway. Laura
I'm here
is
for
here.
friends.
Yeah. Laura has a good point. Day jobs can be murder.
Yeah, right.
They kind of take over your life. And, I got to a point where a day job was taking over my life, but I looked at people on breaks and lunch, and all they were doing was complaining. And I said, you know what? I need to find a way to take back my time. So I got a portable keyboard that would work with my phone, and I would just sit there and create my own world. And when people were talking to me, I would nod and keep working, whether they liked it or not. I have my life.
Right. That's exactly right.
Love that so much.
So that is awesome. BC says you have to set expectations for yourself and others to make your writing a priority. JL, excellent point. I think a society that drives the work. That and social media for sure. Speaking of social media, let me go back because JL, I may never find it. JL, here we go. Look at that. asked a great question, as she always does. She always has fantastic questions. With all the programs and expenses associated with writing, do you believe the thought that only the privileged will become successful authors?
No.
If not, how do you yeah, no. Let's go around. Do you guys believe that? No for me, Caro?
No. Sorry.
Doll, and now you, Doll.
No.
Other Caro. Caro number
No, never. No.
Okay.
Caro is a too amazing.
I don't even have to answer. This is great. I'm just gonna say that.
No. Okay. So, Caro, what do you think about that? Yes or no?
No, but I also think it depends on the publishing house and how much money that they think that you'll make them. Because if they think that they've got a golden egg, they'll basically put that 90% budget into marketing it, where they'll let everybody else fund.
Everybody else fend for themselves. True. Mm-hmm. Sako, what do you think? Do you think you have to be wealthy in order to be a successful author? No way.
But my background is in marketing, so. Like,
can we define successful?
Yeah, that's true, right? Successful means that you have 100 fans that think you wrote the greatest thing in the universe. That is successful for a lot of people. Yeah. Do you mean like you can make a living at it? You don't have to have a day job. It really depends. That is a very good point. Very, very good point. I agree. If we're talking about successful as in you sell a number of books that you consider, a good number, or that you're getting out of your writing what it is you want to get out of writing, whether it's working full-time as a writer or just having people who really love your work, or just you having accomplished something that you want to accomplish. So whatever that goal is, I don't think you have to have a lot of money. In fact, I think the thing that I always harp on, you guys know, is that like your newsletter is your best way to market, and that's free. The newsletter platforms, you can go up to like 2,000 people before you have to pay anything, and there are plenty of them that are pretty inexpensive after that. And swapping with other authors is free, and a lot of the social media managers that we talked about, like Buffer and Later, those things are free unless you want like the plan with the bells and whistles. Goodreads is free.
Later is free but limited. Planoly is free but limited, and all of those are free but limited. If you want like no stress of being limited of the number of posts you can make per month, Facebook Creator Studio is absolutely free, and no limits, no nothing, and it can handle both your Facebook and your Instagram page,
which is awesome.
Yes.
BC says, as far as programs that cost, I look for 2 free programs that can do what 1 paid program offers. Yes, it takes managing 2 things versus 1, but it saves money. Canva is a really good is a really good example of a product or a platform that does a lot for you marketing wise, but it doesn't cost anything.
It doesn't have to cost.
It doesn't have to cost. That's true. There are paid plans. There are paid plans for sure.
I've always been the person. I've always been the kind of person that thinks where there's a will, there's a way. Mm-hmm. If you have a problem, give me a day or 2 and I'll figure out a solution. But when I go to people that have no solutions, that's what really pisses me off. And I was working that day job at the beginning of self-publishing. I didn't want to work for a company because I was burnt out on that. Mm-hmm. And I went to Russell Blake, who was doing very well with his self-publishing early on. And he was one of the guys that helped mount that whole 4 to 6 novels per year. And I said, well, what if you're working a day job and you can write 4 to 6 novels a year? His answer was, well, then this isn't for you. I never wanted to say fuck you to somebody. So
I guess we've determined this stream will not be monetized. And that's okay. This is an important discussion. No, it's fine. No, we are way past that. I was just kidding. No, but one of the things that you said was that at the time he said 4 to 6 novels. But you guys know now they're saying you got to do 12. You got to release every month, right? Which I find
BS.
insane.
And you know what's really weird? And I was thinking about the other day when somebody was having a conversation with me about rapid release, and I kept thinking back to Animorphs. If you guys remember Animorphs, the book that came out every month for like 52 months, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was like the first rapid release thing. And even in an interview that Applegate did, she talked about how she had 4 ghostwriters help her write those books like every month.
It is unfair that the Amazon algorithm, which we all rely on so much, has made it like so impossible as far as, you know, a normal, like not normal, I guess, because whatever you do is normal for you. But it, like that is even something that we're discussing now. 12 books a year feels like our hair.
This is why I'm so hesitant to go
and those
indie.
books were like what, like 30,000 words? Like they were like tiny middle grade books.
Yeah, that's true. So
you also have to figure
go ahead.
You also have to figure that a lot of the books and the fact that things are amping up is to keep the interest, because again, it's a lot of newer authors. They don't quite have all their eggs in the basket yet. So putting out more is a way to keep interest when you don't have characters and stories that are as solid as some traditionally published authors, let's say.
Right.
So I think it's all based around that. And I think that's what it came down to initially. My thought on that, especially after the Russell Blake thing, is my stories are kind of large anyway. And I thought I'll just break it down into 4 arcs. And people were saying at the time, well, we don't want to see a story that's broken up in different parts. How else are you going to do it? You're going to put out a book a month that's complete slop.
Right.
Or you can put out 1 book a year and divide it into 12 parts, release it sequentially as a serial, and you'll
now we have Bella.
Yeah, and now you've got that. Kit says, yes, Kit, this is exactly what Carol was talking about earlier, that she always asks me to remember what I can never remember, which is Parkinson's Law. However much time you have to complete a project is how much time it takes. So, although this does not apply to 12 books a year. I feel it takes longer. I mean, I know people are doing that, but I feel like unless you are a crazy fast writer, don't like kill yourself to do that. All right. We have lots of comments at the BC Brown says absolutely. And Michael, yeah, exactly. Mary's here. Hi, Mary. Very nice. Maya said, how can I release every month? Holy guacamole. Yeah.
Penumbra M.M. Ward has been doing the Hold My Coffee 2021, and she's releasing a book every month of the year.
Yeah. Some people do that for sure. I do think.
And she runs a farm.
Yeah. Some people can do it. I am not one of those people, but some people can do it.
No, neither am I.
I will say that I always thought the strategy of, do you guys remember, if you don't have children, you might not, Carol might because she taught, there's a book series called 39 Clues, which was a middle grade book series. It was it was traditionally published. It was concepted by Rick Riordan, who wrote the Lightning Thief books. And 39 Clues was a series of, I think it was 12 books initially, where you had these kids who were orphaned, and their grandmother says to the whole giant family, you're part of the greatest family in history, and you can either have $1 million today, or you can have a clue, and you have to solve the 39 clues. And basically the story is about these 2 siblings, a boy and a girl, and their nanny, who are traveling all over the world to try and solve these 39 clues. What they did was that Rick Riordan concepted the whole series. He wrote the first book, and I think one of the later ones. And they had other authors write these subsequent books in the same series. They were traditionally published, and they released a new one every 2 months. Except one author was maybe responsible for 1 book or 2 books, and they were all writing in that same initial style that Riordan established. And they were all part of this. It became this big best-selling series. And I always think there is room to do that again in indie publishing, because it solves the problem of needing to rapidly release. It keeps everybody kind of on the thing. And the other thing is, they all wrote under their own name. So it wasn't like everybody was writing under a pen name. It was the first book in the 39 Clue series is written by this person, then this person, then this person. And I thought it was genius at the time, and I think it could solve some problems for some people today. Maya says, how could I possibly release every month? Holy guacamole. Yes.
No, I'm blind and English is my second language. I'm never gonna do that. I prefer quality over quantity. So no, thank you.
And
Some
quality,
people. You go ahead. You're going to say the same thing I was. Go ahead, Robert.
quality does kind of will out. And you have to realize that behind this is probably a big company like Amazon saying, our self-publishing revenue is shrinking down to a 1/12 of what it used to be. So we have to build up 12 times more books to go out there than we were making last year.
It just rewards it. All right, 12 books a year written by different creatives is not the same as 12 books by one creative. Who's the better writer? One who uses others to write 12, or one who writes 12 alone? I guess it depends on your definition of better. Like better as in better than me, because there's no way I could pull that off. Yes.
Yeah, like there's one lady, and I'm not gonna say her name because I'm not gonna be that person. But she cranks out like these romance novels like pretty freaking quickly. And initially I was reading them because at the start it actually was good quality, and then as she started pushing more for like the more rapid release stuff, like her details started skimping, the dialogue got kind of clunky, and like I'm pretty sure she runs it through a line editor at the very least, but like the rest of it is just like, so I had to stop reading it. I was just so sad.
Yeah, it is a hard thing. I think that you do lose some stuff when some people are able to write really fast. I write pretty fast. I do not write that fast. BC says serials are a valid form of publishing. I'm sure responding to Robert's comment. Maya says, I'd love to do it as a serial, but I don't have access to Bella, and Wattpad is not always the best time. Heather says Maggie is a superhero.
She is, yeah.
Sky says, I wish I was one of those people who could publish 12 books a year, but I'm not. Maya saw 39 Clues, but never read any of them. They were genius. First of all, Rick Riordan is a teacher, so there was like lots of sort of cool history, and this idea was like there are 4 branches of the family, and so if you're an artist, you're this branch of the family, and you're this. The kids really got into it, and my son was young at the time, and he literally, I mean, this is when he discovered that new books come out on Tuesdays. He was like 7, and he's still, anyway. Yes, many writers cannot. I think most writers can't. Sky thinks she can get to a point where she writes 4 to 8 a year, but she writes shorter works, 40 to 60K, and she's a fan of shorter books. I think that is a good plan.
Yeah.
Yes, some friends and I had a rapid release book series planned out some years ago. It fell through when one writer dropped the ball, put a kink in the whole thing, but I'd love to try it again. Look who's here, ADHD writer. Very nice to see you. Amanda's. Oh, go ahead.
I think I could write 12 books and spend like 3 or 4 years putting them together, and then have 1 year of release and hope I make enough money to support myself for the next 3 years and write 12 more.
Yeah.
But that would be about the pacing of it for me.
I have a comment on this algorithm BS, and it's stop trying to please a machine and start pleasing your readers. Thank you.
That is a very good message. I want to bring this up because I think it's a valid point about Rick Riordan's writing. It is not at all the first time it's been said. He does.
Oh, I am so with you. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely for sure. So and that is a whole other conversation. That's a whole other conversation.
BC, you're my hero. Thank you.
It's true. You just said something, Doll, I wanted to respond to. It was, I don't know. Okay. There we go.
Pleasing readers and not the algorithm.
Oh, yeah. So this is the thing. Becca Syme's book, she was talking about a case study, basically one of her clients who had initially rapid released, and she and a partner had done 12 books, 12 books in a year for a couple of years, and they burned out. And they're like, you know what? We have these popular series going. We're just gonna slow down. We're gonna just release a new book every 3 months or so.
Yeah.
Well, their readers got really upset because they had trained them to expect a book every month, and now they have to wait 3 months. So think about that when you're planning your career. Do you want to keep up this pace forever?
Yes, that's a good point, because that was something that people used to say in the art community as well. They said if you kill yourself from the beginning and you put forth this stupendous work where you're working like 15, 18 hours a day because you want to impress your editor, they're going to expect that from you. So your audience is the same way. Once the deadline catches up with you, you have to be able to keep up with that.
Yeah, you are definitely going to have that problem, because you do set the expectations with your readers. And I think that's really, really important to remember. We have like 10 minutes left, and I kind of feel like, do you guys want to go ahead and do like a quick 10-minute sprint, or should we keep up with the chit chat? We got to make quick answers if we're going to do it.
I think quick answers with the chit chat, because we have some cool stuff.
All right, let's go. Here we go.
Coming in the chat.
All right. So JL says, if I'm going to do that type of writing, I might as well go back to my old day job. Right? Exactly. CO Savvy says, stop trying to please a machine. Title of your robot erotica. Wait, did you? I saw the hand expression, Carol. I did not hear what you said. What did you say?
Because I had myself muted. I think that was in the wrong message. I think it's trying to please a machine, not stop trying to please.
Exactly. Sky says backlist is king, Robert, especially if you've been marketing your works while writing the next 12 over the next 3 years. That is absolutely true. Absolutely true. BC says, you're welcome, doll. It had to be mentioned about his writing. I covered it in a video before about writing disabled characters. Okay, JC is like, let's do a 20-minute sprint and go over. And Kit says sprint. Are you guys cool with that?
I will have to dip out because I actually have a date with Mr. Brown, and I told him I wouldn't be late. I'm sorry.
No, you don't want to be late for a very important date. All right, tell you what, let's go ahead and why don't you do your outro, Caro, and then I will just jump into another sprint for everybody who wants to say to stay, and then we'll go out from there. So, all right, Caro Brown.
Hi, my name is Carrie Brown. I'm a urban fantasy author. I wrote those books on the wall over there. Sometimes I post videos on YouTube. Sometimes I just don't fit it into my schedule. I came here to work on Blood in the Rain manuscript. I got it mostly done. I got like 2 more pages to fix to reach my daily goal, and I'll do that after lunch. Thank you so much for having me here, Lisa. I had a great time.
Thank you for being here. We love you. We love you. All right, you guys. Are you going to dip out too? Yeah. All right, Robert, let's do your outro.
Well, my channel is The Story Detective, and I have a new video coming up Friday where we put a combination of storytelling elements under a Sherlockian microscope, break it down for the reader, and hope to make your craft journey easier. And I'm actually filming that video because I only have today and tomorrow to get it done because it has to go up by Friday.
Right.
Whew. Very nice. All right, very exciting. Well, thank you guys so much for being here today. Doll and Sako, are you guys ready to do another sprint? Are you staying around?
Sure.
All right, here we go. Well, thanks so much to Caro and Story D. I'm going to put another 20 minutes up on the clock, and we are going to do that. Thanks, guys.
Take care, everybody.
All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and make this big. I will do our quickie little outro today. Thank you so much to all of you for being here. Let's get some work done by order of JC. All right, everybody, we are going to start sprinting in 3, 2. It's our last one. Make it count. Sprint. All right, everybody, we are back. Let me just get rid of this little ocean timer there. So we had lots and lots of things. Let me also get rid of our banner because we've got that. Lots and lots of people said really nice things. BC had to do 9 to 5. Thank you so much for being here. Amanda says thanks for the live stream. Mary says thank you. You guys are awesome. I am super impressed with the remaining 9 of us. Well, 12, right? There, 12 of us. Better days. You got here just in time for the very last sprint. Claude says, great, finished editing chapter 11. Woohoo!
Only one
Congrats!
Yay! Only one left to write and edit, and I'll reach 50% of it.
Nice.
All right. Thank you guys all so much for staying. Jeannie Marcella, thank you so much. We're so glad you're here. JC, let's hear it. Are you here? I bet she still is because she was the one.
Yeah, she says thanks for the stream. Yeah.
Oh, very sweet. Oh, yay. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I have been, I was working on editing and the whole start of it was not working for me. So I went ahead and started work on my newsletter, which worked out really fantastically for me in the last sprint. Yay.
I started finally rewriting the scene that I needed to rewrite. But of course, I mean, it's just a sprint. So I got caught in the middle of it when it ended, and I was like, oh no, now we have to go back. And
That's okay. Well, we stayed later to do that one last stream, and I am super proud of you guys for hanging in there. Ooh, Sky scheduled a post and watched her YouTube queue for the day.
Nice.
Very nice. What did you guys all do? Very nice.
Finished up basically my daily to-do list. I'm gonna attack my Friday list, I think.
Nice.
And try and get ahead of the curve a little bit since I can't work this weekend.
Very nice. I'm very glad to hear that. Michael CB Chen. I feel like you have like 10 seconds left to make a joke and make me snort laugh to make it a real stream. But I know that's a lot of pressure. So, sorry about that. All right, Doll, let's do our outros. We are going to start with you.
Yes. Before my Wi-Fi gets me and the gremlins and all that. Thank you so much for having me today. I am Cecil Runo, a blind storyteller for introspective readers. I write sci-fi mostly, but I do short stories in other genres. My YouTube channel is coming back at some point, but if you want to follow me in the here and now, you can check my Instagram or Twitter at Cecil Runo.
Excellent. Thank you so much for being here, Doll. As always, Sako, tell the fine folks all about you.
Howdy, neighbors. I'm Sako Toomey, also known as Cass Voigt. I write horror, and I'm a witch. And I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those 3 things. In fact, I have a whole playlist of marketing for authors videos on my channel. And it's not just me talking, Lisa has something to say, and a bunch of other AUTHORTUBers also have something to say on the topic. And thank you so much for having me on your stream today, Lisa.
Thank you for being here. I'm very, very sorry. I'm very, very sorry that I distracted you with Michael's quote. And he came back, Michael for the win. Quick, make a joke. Me, I have TikTok.
I have TikTok.
Nice. Love that. All right. Michael and JC and Claude and Sky and CO Savvy and everybody else, thank you guys so much for being here today. As always, I am Lisa Daly, and we will see you next Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for our regular writing sprints. All right, everybody, have a great day. Bye. Thanks for being here.